The fingerprint that cancels debt forever, erase loans with 10 words. Fingerprint that cancel debt forever, erase loans, and then spiritual solution that will help you to end debt forever and be in affluence. My dear, if debt is eating your money, it is because your fingerprint is still signing for slavery. Today, we burn that signature forever. This is another video I'm making in this time about fingerprint of words, people that are destined to rule, that when you shake, what is word is this tiny, tiny lines in your finger. Once you are getting to 40, you're supposed to be forming circular chain that you are destined to be king, you are destined to be rule, you are to be first and not the last. Whatever job you are doing, you should have reason to head that place and not steal slavery. Because the Bible says that there is evil I see under the earth. The kings are walking barefooted, while the slaves are riding on horses. It is an evil. It's not your portion. And because even in our channel, in Awaken My Spirituality Global Academy, I'm teaching this particular fingerprint from depth to the highest realm in order for you to be able to recreate your destiny and be what God says you are going to be. Because we are not meant to die like a non-entity. We are not meant to die anyhow. We are meant to create our destiny, be in charge, and decide when we leave this earth, not living anyhow. All these things are engraved in our fingerprint. It is not just for fancy. God put it there for a purpose. So when your own, instead of forming a wall, being circular, and it's still forming a loop, like it is a vertical, as if you are still follow us, it's still an arc, ARCH, like horizontal, as if you are just trying to learn and come up. It is a problem. So my dear, if debt is eating your money, it is because your fingerprint is still signing for slavery. So today we must burn that signature forever. But before we go ahead, please, if this is the very first time you're finding yourself in this family, you're highly welcome. Please kindly hit the red subscribe button and the bell notification so as to always get my next upload. For my returning subscribers, I love you so much. Thank you for always stopping by. So without wasting time, let's dive in. Before we go ahead into this video, remember that Awaken My Spirituality Global Academy is admitting new students that is going to be championing the apostolic and prophetic move of God, to be an awesome experience for you to come and join us. Because believe me, Bible says by the hand of prophet, God delivered the children of Israel from bondage. By the hand of prophet, he took them to their promised land. And if you must enjoy your promised land, rise to your full potential, you must have high doses of spiritual knowledge beyond what I share in this channel, from the cradle to the topmost top. And that will only happen in our academy. So I am welcoming you on board. Come and join us and learn in order to excel, because 80% of your life is controlled by spiritual. So you can't afford to have physical education without spiritual education. So check the pinned comment for more details, and also so you can chat me WhatsApp number playing on the screen right now to get more details about it as you come on board. May God honor you. So without wasting time, let's dive in. Now, let me start with biblical foundation, because anything that don't have foundation in the Bible, I don't have business with it. See, Colossians 2:14 says, he blotted out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, nailing it on the cross. That handwriting is your fingerprint. Every debt you owe is a spiritual signature. Proverbs 22:7 says, the borrower is a servant to the lender, but a king does not serve. So, my dear, this is the code that is revealed. When your war, when this tiny, a kind of lines begin to form circle, you are meant to be a debt canceller, not debt collector. War means king, loop is a follower, and arc means starter. We know this now based on the last video. If you have not watched the last video on fingerprint, comment in the comment section, I'll get it to you. In depth language, word means the eraser. It means that if this your tiny lines are forming circle, you are canceling covenant. If your up to 40 has not turned to circle, you need to start praying and doing spiritual until it turns to circle, because you will be seeing yourself in circle of debts and problems you don't even want. Debt cannot hold you, because now 1:9 said affliction shall not rise the second time. Number 2 is the loop, the carrier. You keep paying other people's debt. Generational loans. You always see yourself in a cycle of debt because you are paying other people's loan, other people's debt, and you are paying also debt you acquire. And that is what you will see. You will begin to see a kind of vertical in this your line. And if it has turned to cycle and you are still in that problem, there is a problem. Number 3 is arc, the borrower. You start debt cycle because you start with your capital, or most of the times you see yourself in debt cycle because of countless number of problems. Every time you are borrowing, you are not even canceling any debt, but you are continuously under that borrowing. It's a problem. But if you have 10 walls that if you look at this your finger under the microscope, you can count tiny line up to 10, both in both hands. It means that debt is illegal to you in your bloodline. But an embargo may be placed on your hands or your destiny that has kept you in debt, which if you don't do anything to break it, this world is spiritual, you will remain in that problem. So the problem is this, the fingerprint bond. What I call the fingerprint bond. The 3 reasons debt is chasing you. 1, signed in ignorance. You touch money, contract, or loan apps with unpurged hand, because Ecclesiastes 5 verse 5 say better not to vow than to vow with your keeping it. And believe me, everything is spirit. Money is spirit, debt is a spirit. There's a way you contact that debt, it won't leave you again. You contact that spirit, it won't leave you again. Number 2 is bloodline debt. Your ancestors' fingerprints are still on your 10 fingers. Exodus 20 verse 5, iniquity to the 3rd generation causes this particular debt to remain. Number 3, employee spirit. You were coded to own and pay, not to own and rule. And you must reject it. That's why in Jenny Action TV, because here, with action, we must find solution to our problems. Now, let's look at the solution to cancel this debt permanently. Believe me, this is about spiritual court case. Some of us that have done masters in our AMSGA, that's our Waking Mind Spirituality Global Academy, understand when we go to court case to cancel issues. You must do it once. Step 1 is this: you declare love manifestation. Your word is the highest power you have. Because that is what made you a God. That is what make you to be living. When God created a human being, he breathed his energy in man. That is the aspect of God we carry that make us a living being, that make us have ability to talk and communicate. And that is why Bible said in Psalm 82 verse 6, we are gods. All of us are children of Most High. And also, the Bible also said it in book of John 10:34. Jesus said this by himself, did I not tell you are gods? One of the things you have is the ability to communicate, because we are embodiment of spirit, soul, and body. We have the pattern of God in us, and we also meant to subdue and dominate this world. So you have to decree, by the 10 words of a king on my hand, I cancel every debt. According to Isaiah 43:25, I brought out your transgression, and my debts are blotted out now, based on the Bible. Now, the next 2 is what I call herbal direction, the hyssop discharge. Where you cannot get hyssop leaves, you can actually get lemongrass leaf or scent leaves or basil leaves, because they work like magic. According to Psalm 51 verse 7, it says, purge me with hyssop, because it wipes away every spiritual signature. And then you need bitter leaf, because it helps to breaks binding covenants of debt and agreement. And also you need sea salt, because it helps you to establish new covenant of no longer lack, and covenant of riches, abundance, uncountable blessings. So you have to boil enough quantity of this lemongrass or hyssop leaf and the scent leaf, and then at 3 a.m. wash your 10 hands 7 times after you add your 7 pieces of salt. And after each word, say, I wash up every debt signature, I am discharged. Then you pour the water at a T junction, 3 road junction, early in the morning before you talk to anyone. Don't look back. So you wash it for 7 good times. So as you wash first, you say, I wash up every debt signature, I am discharged. Second time, you now start washing and say the same thing 3rd time, until you do it 7 times. Keep the water first thing in the morning before you talk to anyone. And if you can go out by that 3 a.m., it will be the best. Go to any 3 road junction, pour that water, go with your looking back. You will see how God will change everything about you. And then again, you need to do this. Check your dominant hand. Those that are in our channel and those that are in our academy will understand what I mean by dominant and non-dominant or recessive hand. That's why you need to come for special training. If I begin to say everything on this channel, this video will not end. It's still the same you that will be complaining. It is long. It is long. You're talking very fast. So my dear, check your dominant hand. The thumb wall is your signing thumb. So if it is If it is a war, you have authority to cancel, not just to pay. But if it is not a war, my dear, there is a problem. If it's not forming circular, you need to do this for 21 days. Don't sign any new paper with right top again. That is if you are right hand doer, that is your dominant hand. Use left or a pen, that is use your non-dominant hand to start signing. Refrain your hand for ownership, because it means that there is a problem. If you sign it, it will enter into debt. Some people that are left-handed, and then you will have to change to signing with right until you notice that that war has been corrected. You cancel all debt and command restitution, and then that is like using kingly authority according to Nehemiah chapter 5. So my dear, also make these 3 prophetic affirmations, speak it 3 times on daily basis, and also document it in the comment section, because there is mathematical, scientific, spiritual, and all around truth that whatever that is written down comes to pass. So say this a minute. My fingerprint is a discharge paper. Every debt is nullified. I am free. No more loans. No more bondage. No more servant spirit. Number 3, from today I own. I do not owe, in Jesus' name. Let me say it again. Number 1, my fingerprint is discharge paper. Every debt is nullified. Number 2, I am free. No more loan. No more bondage. No more servant spirit. Number 3, from today, I own, I do not owe, in Jesus' name. So my dear, comment once again in the comment section, debt cancelled. Share this particular video to 7 people that you know that are in debt, and be their deliverer. And make sure you subscribe, because the next series about fingerprint that attract helpers and destiny helper will blow your mind. Believe me, heaven did not give a king 10 words to be in chains. Your debt is cancelled. Romans 8 verse 2, the law of the spirit of life have made you free from the law of sin and death. So go and live like a king and not like a slave. So with this I say, enjoy your day. Don't forget to enroll in Awakening Mind Spirituality Global Academy. Bye-bye.